What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and I'm here today to discuss probably what's the most exciting thing going on in comics to me right now, and that's none other than Ghost Machine. Huge announcement came out of NYCC. If you don't know what it is, you're in the right place. We're about to go through it, tell you what it is, why it's important, what to look out for, and what's to come. Don't go anywhere. Check this out. Out to the homies over at Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to check them out at their website and on social media. And if you need anything clean or pressed, hit the link in the description. Holler at my friend Justin over on Instagram. He can take care of you. And as always, a huge shout out to my local LCS, ABX Comics and Games. Without them, I would not be into comic books, I'm sure. Hit the links in the description, find all those fantastic people and more. But let's get into the topic for today. That's none other than the huge announcement that is Ghost Machine. As you can see, I'm merched out. Just came in recently. I'm super excited. I have a package from NYCC that I cannot wait to get into. But first, we have to explain what is Ghost Machine, because this is actually huge. This is massive opportunity for comic book as an industry, for us as collectors, as readers, all of the above. But you have to do a little bit of looking back before we can look forward. And that takes us all the way back to 2021 when Geoff Johns announced he's doing his first creator-owned project with Image Comics under his very own imprint called Mad Ghost. He was introducing us to the world of the unnamed. And what that is it's a long timeline of different characters all throughout time that pop up and they're heroic or this or that. And it starts all the way back in the 1700s with a character named Redcoat and went all the way to the year 2050 to a character named Geiger. So the characters are unique in the sense that they're not intermingling in this universe, at least not as of yet, but they're just existing on all different parts of the timeline. It's shrouded in mystery, and he introduced us to the first character, Geiger, in April of 2001 in a miniseries. It was absolutely fantastic. They were already making announcements and rumors of it getting optioned and everything. It had a little bit of heat on it in the front end, but the best thing about it, it's Geoff Johns and Gary Frank. It's a creator dream team, and the story was fantastic. By the end of the issue, they introduced us to the second character that was on that timeline named Junkyard Joe. He first appeared in that series as well. Now, it did take a little hiatus from there, but they did come back a few months later with an 80-page giant returning to the world of Geiger, giving us a closer look at some of the other characters that were just mentioned or we saw in passing, and introducing us to for the first time to one of the other characters on that timeline, none other than the immortal himself, Redcoat. Brian Hitch's created character that I believe I heard him and Geoff Johns talking in an interview, or Geoff Johns mentioning how they were talking about if you make enough errors, you'll learn over time. And Brian Hitch is like, well, what if you don't? And the character Redcoat was born, an immortal who never learns over time. He's a mercenary. He's a bit of a goober or something like that. But we get introduced to him in this, and he does look a little rough around the edges. So if you're looking for first appearances and all this 80-page giant is where you will find Redcoat. And this variant specifically is his first cover appearance as well. So right after that, we had a small hiatus again, and then we returned for our second miniseries introducing the world to the most lovable robot you'll ever meet, and that's none other than Junkyard Joe. Fantastic story. Again, Geoff Johns, Gary Frank, the Dream Team came in for a miniseries that just rips our hearts out, especially if you read Geiger. And if you read Geiger, go back and read it again having read Junkyard Joe. Man, it hits absolutely different. But that's what we had up to that point. That's what Mad Ghost was, Geoff Johns' imprint at Image Comics, his own creator-owned company. But everything changed at New York Comic Con this year. That's right. They've expanded, violently expanded. Geoff Johns looks like he's been out sourcing talent for who knows how long, but he has the creative geniuses all lined up with him, from Jason Fabok, Gary Frank, Brian Hitch. You've got Peter J. Tomasi, Brad Meltzer, Geoff Johns himself, Francis Manifold, and newcomer Lamont McGee, as well as, I will butcher this name and I apologize, but Maytal, and can't hit that last name, who worked on Stargirl as well. So all of these creators came to NYCC together to just unveil this Mad Ghost has been upgraded to Ghost Machine, that they're all working together collectively on an entire creator-owned company, but don't listen to me. Let's let them explain it briefly.
Ghost Machine is not just a creator-owned comic book, it's a creator-owned company.
Ghost Machine is unlimited creative potential.
We're creating the worlds and the characters from scratch.
We have the creative freedom to push ourselves beyond what we've ever done before.
We get to tell the stories we want to tell.
We want to create iconic characters with massive, epic adventures.
We believe in the power of a good story.
But we wanted to create beyond superheroes. We're introducing 4 universes. Rook, Family Odysseys. We have our horror universe.
So the horror universe is not announced yet. They did tease some stuff at the NYCC panel, but they are doing 4 individual universes. The aforementioned unnamed, they have added Rook Exodus that Jason Fabok is heading, as well as Family Odyssey. That currently the only one that I know that we have announced is by Francis Manifold. Though while we don't have any information or really hard information on the horror stuff, Rook Exodus has already got a lot of stuff out there, as well as it's listed on the FOC stuff. Well, it's not FOC yet, but you can see where it's coming already. And it's its own standalone universe featuring this character Rook, who looks post-apocalyptic. He has this mask that gives him abilities, as well as his secondary characters around him, Briar, Wolf, and Ursal. So the designs are insane. Fabok's artwork is insane. I cannot wait to get into this. And the Rockefellers is the one that Francis Manifold was attached to inside that Family Odysseys universe. So there's not much information on this one at all yet, nor is there any information on expanding any titles under those 2 universes. But the unnamed is going so strong, and we're getting right back into this with our very first Ghost Machine imprinted book next month, technically this month when this video releases. November 15th, Geiger Ground Zero, a one-shot, will be hitting shelves with the first imprint of Ghost Machine on it. So they have been working on this universe for a hot minute. Like, that's why JSA has been delayed. That's why the last days of Lex Luthor has been delayed with Brian Hitch on it. All these guys have been secretly working on this, which makes it all that more exciting. And Jeff Johns announced that these aren't even the only creators involved in this. They're having to wait on contracts to be fulfilled before they can announce who else is involved. This is absolutely bonkers. This is literally Image 2.0. When the biggest names, the hottest talent in the industry walked away to do their own thing. That's what we're looking at right here. But are they going to walk away? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, if they will just work exclusively for this, or if they'll still be working on other projects for the big 2. At this point, can we even call it the big 2? This is the big 3 now. Image Comics has absolutely solidified themselves in the trinity of comic book companies. That's just it. But beyond Geiger, next year it all hits the fan. It's all rolling out hot and heavy, starting with Rook on April 10th. You can already see this listed on websites like League of Comic Geeks. Fabok's book is going to be hitting shelves. Cannot wait. And I can't remember the name, but it's the same letterer and colorist for like all these titles. So he's going to be working overtime. And hot on its heels, we'll get Geiger, not just another volume, but an ongoing, a brand new #1. It will just be running for however long it goes for, hopefully for tons of issues. But brand new Geiger #1. And then finally, the one that I'm really excited for at the moment is Redcoat, Brian Hitch's creator, owned little character here. Think it's all going to be dope. I cannot wait for all of this to kick off. Make sure you don't get left in the dust on this. There's still time to get caught up. You only got like 10 issues of comics to get caught up completely on this. So before we burn out any time, let's go and look at what came in that's Ghost Machine affiliated from NYCC. So of course, whenever any conventions are going on, I'm always like on the lookout for what's there, what's happening and everything. And, you always know somebody at one of these cons. So I hit up one of my really good friends in the community. You know who you are. I don't want to put your name on blast in case people start blowing you up. Thank you for the support. Your Ghost Machine goodies. But I will say this. Be sure, if you enjoy this video and this information, check out the Bada Boom podcast. My buddy Flo Dameron was at NYCC, and he recorded the entire panel that they did for Ghost Machine. It was absolutely amazing. Holy crap, my guy, I knew he'd pull it off. I knew it. So what we have here is the Ghost Machine ash can that they were featuring, introducing Rook. Technically his first appearance. And as you can see, he got it signed by Jason Fabok. Like that is absolutely amazing. Ridiculously cool. I cannot wait to open this. It's not just signed by Fabok. It's signed by all of them. It's signed by all of them. Holy crap. There's Fabok's signature. Holy crap. Yo, that is insane. There's John's signature right there. Dude, this is nuts. Jesus. Brian Hitch is on there. Love it. And speaking of Brian Hitch, this is the one like that I was after, and it was at the Image booth. It wasn't even out there. But yo, right there printed on the cover, Ghost Machine, the Redcoat NYCC foil edition. So this is actually collecting the story that was in the 80-page giant independently, but it's the first like standalone Redcoat book, and I had to have it. But my God, that is just gorgeous. Oh, it's signed by everyone involved too. Good God. Brian Anderson, Rob Lee, Brian Hitch. Yo, that is insane, bro. Can't thank you enough. Yeah, that is just, that's nuts. So I highly, like, this is just me. Like, I'm not a comic book speculator. I'm a story speculator. I'm a character speculator, and I just chase that kind of stuff. I mean, of course, I collect comics. I like my comics to be valuable and stuff. But I suggest people not get left behind on this. It is dirt cheap to get in on this Ghost Machine stuff right now. Don't miss that opportunity. If we have something like this, you can just swag out on the ground floor, and like, it's a guaranteed win. It's a win-win. If you read the dang things, you're guaranteed to love them. I promise you that. Taylor Winder approves of these stories. He's not an easy sell. If he says something's good, you can take it to the bank. If he says something's bad, you're going to have to check out for yourself. But if he says it's good, you know it's good. Be sure to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support the channel, check out the merch store down below. It's a great way to help the channel out, as well as hitting that join button, becoming a channel member today. Get in on the action, get on the fun, come join in the conversation with everybody. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.